family of Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva have been joined by the tragic Liverpool striker's teammates, Premier League stars, Anfield chiefs, and thousands of fans as they lay their sons to rest on Saturday morning. The emotional ceremony, which begins at 10 a.m, takes place in Gondomar, outside Porto, following Friday night's wake and widespread tributes to the duo, who sadly died on Thursday. The Premier League footballer and his younger brother both lost their lives in a devastating crash near Zamora, close to Spain's northwest border with Portugal. The tragic incident occurred just days after Jota's marriage to his childhood sweetheart, Ruth Cardoso, who had to identify her husband and his brother after the crash. Hundreds attended the wake at the Capella de Resurrecao on Friday, with Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes and Fenway Sports CEO of football Michael Edwards leading an LFC delegation. A number of Liverpool stars are also in attendance on Saturday, along with former COP players Thiago Alcantara and Fabinho, as well as Manchester United's Diogo Dalot and Manchester City's Bernardo Silva, having all paid tribute on Friday. Keep up with all the latest from Gondomar as the footballing world comes together to pay tribute and say farewell to Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. Despite only being at Anfield for a year, Arne Slot has not only delivered success on the pitch, but assumed the ambassadorial role so associated with being Liverpool boss. Having navigated the difficult experience of the parade crash, the Dutchman was again left to speak on another tragic incident, and he delivered a powerful statement in the hours following Jota's tragic death. What to say? What can anyone say at a time like this when the shock and the pain is so incredibly raw? I wish I had the words, but I know I do not, Slot began. All I have are feelings that I know so many people will share about a person and a player we love dearly and a family we care so much about. My first thoughts are not those of a football manager. They are of a father, a son, a brother, and an uncle, and they belong to the family of Diogo and Andre Silva, who have experienced such an unimaginable loss. My message to them is very clear: you will never walk alone. The players, the staff, the supporters of Liverpool Football Club are all with you. And from what I have seen today, the same can be said of the wider family of football. This is not solely a response to tragedy, it is also a reaction to the goodness of the people involved and the respect that so many have for the boys as individuals and for the family as a whole. For us as a club, the sense of shock is absolute. Diogo was not just our player, he was a loved one to all of us. He was a teammate, a colleague, a workmate, and in all of those roles, he was very special. Slot continued, when I first came to the club, one of the first songs I got to know was the one that our fans sing for Diogo. I had not worked with him previously, but I knew straight away that if the Liverpool supporters, who have seen so many great players over the years, had such a unique chant for Diogo, he must have special qualities. That we have lost those qualities in such terrible circumstances is something we have not yet come to terms with. For this reason, we need everyone at the club to stand together and to be there for one another. We owe this to Diogo, to Andre Silva, to their wider family, and to ourselves. My condolences go to Diogo's wife, Ruth, their 3 beautiful children, and to the parents of Diogo and Andre Silva. When the time is right, we will celebrate Diogo Jota, we will remember his goals, and we will sing his song. For the time being, we will remember him as a unique human being and mourn his loss. He will never be forgotten. His name is Diogo. As the private ceremony continues, there remains a number of mourners around the church, with the local community very present in Gondomar. Both brothers are going to be buried in the churchyard, which is surrounded by olive trees, less than 100 metres away from the church where the service took place. The group is now heading towards a cemetery for a private ceremony. People around the church applaud those in the huge group of guests. Mourners are now being led out of the church by a priest carrying a silver crucifix. Other priests are carrying candles and incense. Jota's coffin was carried out of the church after that of his brother Andre's. Jota's wife Ruth, wearing white, was clearly emotional. It appears the funeral service is ending as people begin to exit the church. Clearly a difficult moment for all involved as they begin to line either side of the doorway. The priests then once again lead a procession outside of the building. Liverpool manager Arne Slot is the latest to have arrived at the church. He has joined the group of current Red Stars, seen next to defender Joe Gomez and midfielder Alexis McAllister. The football world is still in shock following the tragic passing of Liverpool star Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva in a devastating car crash. Now, Jose Mourinho has added his voice to the flood of emotional tributes with a deeply personal message about the man behind the footballer. Speaking at the British Grand Prix, Mourinho remembered Jota not just as a Premier League star, but as a fighter, a family man, and someone who will forever remain part of the Liverpool family. In today's video, we reflect on Mourinho's moving words, the legacy Jota leaves behind, and how Liverpool may honour him for generations to come. Jose Mourinho has added to the tributes for Liverpool star Diogo Jota, who passed away following a car accident in the early hours of Thursday morning, saying at Anfield, he will always be part of the family. The manager said he knew a lot about the Portugal forward because they shared an agent, and admitted he is struggling to get his head around the shock passing of Jota and younger sibling Andre Silva. 26. Father of 3. Diogo was killed in the early hours of Thursday morning, along with his footballer brother, Andre Silva, when the Lamborghini Huracan they were travelling in burst into flames after a suspected tyre blowout on the A52 highway near Zamora in northwest Spain. They were heading to the northern port city of Santander to catch a ferry to the UK after the Liverpool player and Portugal international was advised not to travel by plane following lung surgery. Jota's funeral will take place on Saturday morning, with a family wake taking place on Friday evening. When people leave this world, normally we all say, such a nice guy. Diogo was really a nice guy, Mourinho told Sky Sports while at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. He had my agent Jorge Mendes, so of course I knew a lot about him. And people in Liverpool know what I'm saying is true. He is a kid who nothing was easy for him. He had to fight to arrive where he arrived. 3 kids without a dad, a young woman without her husband, the parents lose both sons. It's crazy, it's difficult to understand, maybe one day we will understand, but not now. Mourinho added that he believes Liverpool will pull together in their time of mourning, and from his own experience at Porto many years ago, he feels it will motivate the players to perform in Jota's memory. It happened with me many years ago when I was working at Porto with Mr. Robson, he continued. One of our boys, a loved boy, died in a car crash. Instead of the boys suffering alone, it was like the group suffered together and trying to fight for his memory. It was a boy, Rui Felipe, and we were champions, I think, for him. In Liverpool, they're going to suffer together. The club is a fantastic club. I think they are deciding to take away the shirt number 20. At Anfield, he will always be part of the family, and maybe they lose a player, but maybe they win even more soul than what they have. Tributes have poured in from across football, including touching memories from his Anfield teammates, along with heartbreaking statements by Arne Slot and Jurgen Klopp. Football has lost one of its brightest stars in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. Diogo Jota and his brother Andre tragically lost their lives in a car crash in Spain, news that has shocked and shattered the football world. Mohamed Salah, in an emotional message, admits it will be extremely difficult to return to Liverpool without his teammate. Tributes are pouring in from teammates, fans and clubs alike as the world comes to terms with this devastating loss. In this video, we reflect on Jota's incredible impact on and off the pitch and the legacy he leaves behind. Liverpool star Mohamed Salah has said that it will be extremely difficult to accept Diogo Jota's absence after his tragic death. The Portuguese forward died in a car crash in Spain alongside his brother. The accident happened early on Thursday morning, with the pair driving to Santander in order to catch a ferry to the UK. Since the news was confirmed, there has been an outpouring of emotion across the footballing world, and Liverpool star Salah has become the latest to share a touching message to his former teammate. A statement released on Salah's social media account read, "I am truly lost for words. Until yesterday, I never thought there would be something that would frighten me of going back to Liverpool after the break. Teammates come and go, but not like this. It's going to be extremely difficult to accept that Diogo won't be there when we go back. My thoughts are with his wife, his children, and of course his parents, who suddenly lost their children. Those close to Diogo and his brother Andre need all the support they can get. They will never be forgotten." Jota and Salah had been teammates at Anfield since the former's move from Premier League rivals Wolves in 2020. In that time, they had helped the club lift the Premier League, FA Cup, EFL, and secure a spot in the 2022 Champions League final. Salah is far from the only Liverpool star to release a tribute following the news of Jota's death. Captain Virgil van Dijk also had some kind words for his former teammate, as well as his family. He said, "Man, I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Absolutely devastated and in total disbelief. What a human being. What a player. But most importantly, what an unbelievable family man. You meant so much to all of us, and you always will. For your family to lose 2 sons, a husband and a father, is just unimaginable. So cruel and unfair. My heart is breaking for all of your beautiful family, for Root, and for your kids. I promise you that in these difficult times and beyond, we will always be there for your family. A champion forever. Number 20 forever. It's been a privilege to have stood by your side on the pitch and to have been your friend off it. We will miss you beyond words and never forget you. Your legacy will live on. We will make sure of it. Rest in perfect peace, Diogo and Andre. Fans have also been sharing their respects. Supporters have travelled to both Anfield and Molineux over the past few days to leave tributes and flowers. Flags have also been flown at half-mast. The crash that killed both Jota and his brother Andre Silva is thought to have occurred after a tyre blowout as they attempted to overtake another motorist. The Lamborghini that they were travelling in is then thought to have crashed into the barriers and burst into flames, with emergency services unable to save either man. Their bodies have since been taken back to Portugal ahead of a private wake for their family and friends, with a funeral service set to take place on Saturday. There are still 67 days left until the summer transfer window closes for business on September 1st, and Liverpool appear to be ahead of the game. The Reds have signed Bayer Leverkusen pair Jeremy Frimpong and Florian Wirtz, and have sealed the capture of Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez, and they are far from done, with plenty more deals both in and out in the pipeline in the coming weeks and months. Arne Slot has tasked sporting director Richard Hughes with finding a new striker and a central defender, with the planned departures of Darwin Núñez and Jarell Quansah leaving holes in his title-winning squad. Thankfully, Liverpool have money in the bank following some reserved transfer windows in the recent past. Further sales are needed though, and exits will be as frequent as arrivals in the coming days. Here Mirror Football takes a look over the latest comings and goings from Anfield. Like Arsenal and many other top European clubs, Liverpool are keen on Newcastle striker Alexander Isak, who scored 27 goals last season to cement his status as one of the best in the business. The problem is that Isak is under contract with Newcastle until June 2028 and is valued at between 150 million and 10 million by his employers. The Magpies are planning to offer the 25-year-old a new contract to further strengthen their hand and are willing to smash their existing wage structure to up his current £150,000 a week deal. That's the bad news. The good news is that Liverpool are in a stronger position financially, and should they wish to, they could offer Isak better terms. It just remains to be seen whether the Reds opt to sign a centre-forward this summer or bide their time, hope Isak doesn't sign a new contract and then move at a later date. Piers Morgan has been left furious after seeing reports that Liverpool have joined Arsenal in the race for Victor Gyökeres. The report in question, from Portuguese outlet Correio da Manhã, says that Liverpool are now targeting Gyökeres as a potential replacement for Núñez, who has agreed to join Napoli. The club are reportedly ready to discuss a fee for Gyökeres, with Sporting demanding 80 mimosas, 68.10 to sell the goal machine. However, TNT Sports claims that Liverpool are not interested in Gyökeres, suggesting that the reports in Portugal are not true. Manchester United have also been linked with the ex-Coventry City player, who is itching to leave Sporting and has fallen out with the club president. Liverpool have also looked at Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike, with Sky Germany suggesting he is under serious consideration. Either move will have to wait until Núñez has been sold. Liverpool want to sign a central defender this summer, with Quansah leaving for Bayer Leverkusen in a £35 deal. And they have reportedly identified Ajax defender Yorel Hato as an alternative to Crystal Palace captain Mark Guehi. The Reds have previously targeted Lenny Yoro and Dean Huijsen, but they ultimately joined Manchester United and Real Madrid instead. Now it is 19-year-old Hato who is getting the scouts excited. Despite his youth, Hato has already made more than 100 senior appearances for Ajax and is adept at playing at centre-back or left-back. What's more, he has previously stated that he was told to model his game on Virgil van Dijk's during his time in Ajax's academy.